Gentiles. This one belongs to the book of the prophets, Yirmiyahu or Jeremiah 10:1-5. We are not to learn the ways of the Gentiles, nor are we to walk in their crookedness and customs as they do. Hear the words which Yahuwah speaks to you, O house of Yasharah. Thus said Yahuwah, do not learn the ways of the Gentiles, and do not be awed by the signs of the heavens, for the Gentiles are awed by them. For the prescribed customs of these people are worthless. For one cuts a tree from the forest, work for the hands of a craftsman with a cutting tool. They adorn it with silver and gold, and they fasten it with nails and hammers, so that it does not topple. They are like a rounded post, and they do not speak. They have to be carried because they do not walk. Do not be afraid of them, for they do no evil, nor is it in them to do any good. Animals, garments, and planting seeds. Wayikra or Leviticus 19:19. Also Devarim or Deuteronomy 22:9-11. We are not to mix animals with other animals, nor leather and wool together, or plant two different kinds of seed in the same field. Guard my laws. Do not let your livestock mate with another kind. Do not sow your field with mixed seed, and do not put a garment woven of two sorts of thread upon you. Cleanness. Pertaining to uncleanness. Oftentimes, if you become unclean, you would have to bathe, especially if you touch something or someone who is unclean, and in which case you would be unclean as followed depending on the situation. Unclean till evening, as in emission of semen. You wash on the third day, then until the seventh day, this pertaining to dead bodies. Unclean 6 days until the seventh day. Unclean 2 weeks, as when a woman gives birth to a male child, she is unclean a week, but if it was a female child, she is unclean for 2 weeks. This can be noted in Wayikra or Leviticus 12:1-8. Sex and wet dreams. Wayikra or Leviticus 15:16-18. This pertains to if a man has released semen or a woman's fluids through either a wet dream or after sex. They both must wash, including where semen or fluid is present, and shall be unclean until evening. And when a man has an emission of semen, then he shall wash all his flesh in water, and be unclean until evening. And any garment and any leather on which there is semen shall also be washed with water, and be unclean until evening. And when a woman lies with a man, and there is an emission of semen, they both shall bathe in water and be unclean until evening. Revenge and hate. Wayikra or Leviticus 19:17-18. Do not harbor hate towards your brother, nor should you seek revenge. Do not hate your brother in your heart. Reprove your neighbor for certain and bear no sin because of him. Do not take vengeance or bear a grudge against the children of your people, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am Yahuwah.